What's going on, guys? And welcome to episode 22 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan. And there are a lot of big announcements to make about the Offshore Gamescast and stuff we're going to be doing really a few weeks away from now.
I hope you guys like 2 announcements.
More than 2 announcements.
What?
It's multiple announcements all kind of intertwined with each other.
That's crazy.
And we're just going to start with Season 1, because there's seasons of the Offshore Gamescast.
Yes.
Is ending on December 2nd with episode 26, which, not purposely done, but that will be half a year of episodes, which is kind of crazy. December 2nd, Season 1 is ending. So there's going to be no episode a week later, December 9th. That's going to be the break between Season 1 and Season 2. But good news, you'll still be able to get your offshore goodness on December 9th because we're having our inaugural Twitch stream. We're going to be co-streaming the Game Awards.
We're going to be sitting there and watching and getting just as excited and or upset.
Potentially upset.
Potentially. We've
both gotten upset at things at these conferences before. Or awards.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our inaugural stream. It's going to be cool. You can come hang out, watch us live, get the live reactions instead of the afterthought reactions.
Yeah.
Which are usually, it's not in the moment.
No, it's not raw.
Yeah, you're going to have raw emotions.
And our faces.
Hashtag face reveal.
Hashtag if you haven't been to our Twitters already yet.
Which you probably haven't.
That's fine.
I use my offshore personal Twitter just to retweet the Offshore Gamescast Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like I don't use mine enough. I feel like, like those some of those creators and whatnot, like you like Kojima or someone, like they really only tweet like every once in a while. Like, Mark Cerny from PlayStation?
Sure.
He's got like maybe like 30 tweets overall, and he's had his account for like 10 years or something like that.
Well, he's probably doing it right, honestly.
It's like, hey, knack released. Yay. And then like 2 years later, be like, I got this award,
Well,
anyway.
Here's the thing with me with that too is we purposely don't talk to each other about a lot of the stuff we've been playing.
Yeah.
Because we save it for the podcast, so it is like actual reactions to everything. Mm-hmm. So there's things I want to tweet, but sometimes I just don't.
I have my personal Twitter, which is just where I just bullshit.
You do bullshit.
Yeah.
You're full of bullshit.
Yeah.
So no episode December 9th of the Offshore Gamescast. A week later, it will be back with Season 2. Oh, I think it was picking up my voice thing because I said Offshore Gamescast on my phone, opened up the podcast app, and went to the Offshore Gamescast.
Well, if phone should be listening to anything, it should be our podcast.
That is true. So let's talk about episode 26.
Let's talk about that.
It's going to be a special episode.
Yeah.
It's not going to be your normal Offshore Gamescast. We're not just going to sit here and just lightheartedly talk about stuff we've been playing.
No, we're going to sit here for hours.
It's gonna be a big one. Game of the year. We're having a whole shebang
between me and Dylan.
Also the two of us.
Yeah.
We have let's just go through the categories here.
Oh shit.
We have multiple categories. So most surprising game, most disappointing. That's the only negative one. Everything else is positive. Best narrative. Best art style, best console exclusive. To be clear, console exclusive because almost everything except Nintendo games are on PC. Mm-hmm. And our top 10 games of the year. Now, the way top 10's we're each gonna have our personal top 10, and then we're gonna have the Offshore Gamescast top 10, which is
we're gonna duke it out.
It's gonna be our collective top 10, which I've already been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a few games that we both are going to have on there. They're like, yeah, for both of us, this makes sense to be here.
Just where does it fit on that list?
And then like at some point we're going to have like our personal games where it's like, I want this on here.
Yeah.
So it's going to get heated. We might never want to talk again.
But we will have to a week later.
Live. On Twitch. But the news doesn't stop there. Now this is all very exciting.
I'm excited.
I'm actually very excited for the Game of the Year thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be different, but fun.
It'll be here before you know it.
It will. It's literally a month away, which is crazy. we have a fun big collaboration deal going on.
Remember our website?
offshoregamescast.com. If you're not going there, I don't know what you're doing.
It's a great place to listen to podcasts.
It is. You can listen to every episode on there. We have blogs on there. You can comment. So just do it.
Please.
Anyway, we're going to have a new section for the website, the Game of the Year section, where we're going to have our personal top 10s written out if you didn't want to listen to the whole thing. We're going to have the Offshore Gamescast winners of all those categories. Again, it's probably going to be a long podcast, so maybe you just want to read what happened. It'll be there. And on top of that, we are going to be bringing in people from a bunch of different gaming podcasts to do guest posts. So you can think of this as kind of like the indie gamer podcast hub for Game of the Year.
Everyone's welcome.
Everyone. So this is who we have right now. It potentially going to be expanding. I am going to start with Olaf Redmom. If you don't know who that is the creative director and lead writer of Lost in Random.
And voice actor of numerous characters.
Including Dicey himself. Which, we both really enjoyed that game.
That game was great.
Especially the combat.
Yeah.
It's some really good combat. So we're excited to have him on board. He's not doing his games of the year because he was very busy. Obviously working on a game from this year.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing his kind of like his most anticipated games that he wants to be able to play now that he has a little more free time. Now, everyone else will be listening. These are other gaming podcasts. Some names you probably recognize if you're within the realm of indie gaming podcasts. So just to list them off, we're going to have Grumpy Gamers, Online Warriors, the Game Tea Podcast, Robot Republic Network, World 1-1, the DualSense Podcast, and the Side Questing Podcast. That's a lot of podcasts.
To which, thanks all of you guys for joining up and being part of this brand new celebration.
Yeah, it's we wanted to kind of end the year. You know, this was our inaugural year, the Offshore Gamescast. We're continuing to grow and expand our ideas and what we want to do. Mm-hmm. We kind of wanted to finish the year, or at least the season, with kind of like a big event. And like a cool area where everyone can kind of check out everyone else. I'm sure you'll discover new podcasts this way. It's also kind of the idea of this.
Yeah.
Because that's, when it comes down to it, when you're starting a podcast, unless you're a celebrity,
yeah,
the biggest problem is discovery.
Yeah,
like how do people find you? How do you get in front of people? So that's kind of the idea with this. So that list is potentially going to be expanding. We're still in contact with people. With some people we want to touch base with. So keep your eyes out for that. Also, we'll be announcing all this on Twitter. So if you go to @OffshoreGC on Twitter and follow us there,
then
you'll be able to get everything.
You'll be the first of you to know.
You'll be the first you to figure out the news. All right. Big announcements. And now let's just go on to the normal show.
Let's just be casual about it. Moving on.
To video games.
What game? Wait. Oh, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't.
Oh, boy.
Shit.
All right, behind the scenes.
Normally,
before the podcast, we talk about how many games we're going to talk about because we like to alternate back and forth.
Hold up fingers.
I mean, all right. You go first.
I'm going first.
Dave's going first.
All right. I beat a game.
What game?
I beat Far Cry 6.
Oh, you finished it.
I did. I finished it days ago. Last week.
What, like right after we recorded the episode?
Pretty much. I spent like my entire Thursday, I think, playing, and then maybe Friday morning, I just done, banged it out, and it was over.
Well, what do you think? Does the main story pan out in a satisfying way?
So definitely, when it came to the ending itself, it is not what I expected in a good way. This is definitely a much darker Far Cry story being told compared to the last few. I'd say closer in line to 3. They're definitely trying to do a big 3 revival with this one. While the gameplay never ended up being enough for me, I think the story did a really good job getting everything together and wrapping it up.
Okay.
And in that sense, I was pretty satisfied. Obviously, I can't go into details, but
yeah.
I'm satisfied with the way the story went, and it's like I said, there as you're playing through and these big things are happening, and you're getting these little snippets from Castillo and his journey as well, and seeing the kind of person he is. it really does make it more satisfying and like full.
Okay.
I'd give it like a 7.
That's higher than I thought.
I like
start based on how like your journey with this game started.
Yeah, it's still Far Cry. It would be much higher if the gameplay lived up to what I expect a Far Cry game to be. But I think the story was like some of the best since 3.
Okay. So they kind of improved the main story, but like everything else just kind of...
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everything's in your opinion.
Yeah.
None of this is fact.
No. But I was satisfied. There's also a little after credits thing.
Okay.
Not sure what they're gonna do with that though.
All right.
That's the big
like a sequel or a DLC type deal.
I don't know.
Because there was with Far Cry 5, there was New Dawn.
Yes, and like as there will probably be releasing sometime next year or so, whatever spin-off Far Cry game comes whenever. But I don't know. It's a interesting after credits. It's not even a scene. It's like a little convo.
Okay. That's cool. Obviously can't say more than that.
Big connection to 3. Biggest connection to 3 there's been.
Ooh, okay. Is it the... Well, okay. I'll ask you when we're not recording because I don't want to spoil anything. I have an idea of where you're going with that, though.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you have to say?
That's all I really got to say. Because like, there's nothing really much more to say besides like,
yeah.
I only straight beeline the story. It got to a point where I was like, whatever. Next mission. Let's go.
And I imagine it's not super long.
It was longer than I expected. Like there's only 15 or so main missions per storyline, but they still take up time. Okay. Especially when there's like some bullshit where it's like you nick something, your car blows up, your fucking plane blows up, and now I respawn all the way back and I gotta go travel another 2,000 meters again.
That's annoying.
Whatever.
Video games. Sometimes they're annoying.
Yeah.
I got a big one. Started Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, specifically Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I know, I get
yeah.
it. But the fact that the official title, that they're all just going to start with Marvel's.
Yeah.
Because it's also in my head, because we both have physical game collections. I have Guardians of the Galaxy.
M? Do you put it in G?
Right, because I have Spider-Man. I have Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the answer is not M.
Well,
but they're
weird.
Also like kind of in the same universe
but
with
at
Wolverine
the same
shit.
But at the same time, I keep all of my Lego games under L. And then
I feel like that's different.
It's weird because like a bunch of Lego games will release during like a console generation.
Yeah.
But not like you're not gonna have a bunch of like Marvel's titles. But like I honestly cannot tell you if I have Marvel's Avengers under A or M right now.
I feel like it should be A.
Maybe, but I feel like it might be under M.
Because, like,
look, man.
Do you put everything that is, like, Disney? Do you do, like, Disney's whatever? Do you put that under D?
It depends.
Because, like, for, like, my retro games, because there was a lot more, like, straight up Disney's whatever, like Disney's Aladdin. Yeah. I have that under A for Aladdin.
Well, it's like, well, what do you do then? Well, you have Tomb Raider, and then you have Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just keep them next to Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that you have to, like, kind of break the order for that to keep them together.
I worked in a library for 3 years. All I did was alphabetize shit. And it's not easy.
Well, what were their rules?
Well, it's different because, well, okay, if you're going by library rules, you would put it under Marvel. Because
the libraries are
wrong. It goes by author. It goes by author's name.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, that opens up a whole other. Did you have to do comic books at the library? Because there's a lot of Marvel's comic books that are by different people.
Well, oh man, I don't know if the comics were my section. Video games were my section.
What did you do with video games?
We had a very small selection.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but like you look, it's like Sue Grafton, author, very she was annoying, very well known for like
okay.
all of her titles were mystery, and it was like A for applesauce, B for
like the book
bad
title?
shit. Yeah, every single title was A for something, B for something. But we did it. Sue Grafton, like it was all together, and then we did it by the title then. Like all Lee Child books were together. And then those were alphabetized. So like I would keep all the Marvel games together, ideally, and then alphabetize them. Just like I keep the Lego games together. But then there are exceptions like the Tomb Raider that's just stupid.
Yeah, and I don't know maybe it's because I don't know. Something about Lego that feels right to me, but something about Marvel together feels wrong, and I can't tell you what it is. Maybe it's because everything is made out of Legos and the Lego thing, and so it's like...
Okay, but everything is Marvel, made out of the Marvel thing.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Would you do it with Disney, too?
See, that's where, like, it gets...
Do you have DC's Arkham Asylum?
That's different.
Under D?
Well, it's not labeled that. It's not DC's. It's just Batman Arkham Asylum. Marvel's the one who's like, you have to know it's me.
They are. That's what it is. Very that. Should we talk about the game?
That's up to you. I could keep going.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
Marvel's Guardians. Of the Galaxy.
Sorry, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I will only refer to it with its proper name. No nicknames.
Gotcha.
So. So with Gatka.
Gatka.
Oh, right, the M for Marvels. Gatka. Oh, God, you killed me. You ruined me.
That's a highlight.
Check our Twitter or Instagram or TikTok.
All right.
We're plugging all over this episode.
I'm going to plug.
My experience with Guardians of the Galaxy is
Euphoria.
The movies. I was never big into comics or graphic novels or anything like that. I with like anything comic book related, it's really the movies or video games. So I saw Guardians of the Galaxy with pretty much no expectations because I never heard of any of them. Unlike, you've heard of Iron Man.
No one fucking knows Guardians before Guardians came out. Unless you were like a
comic book guy.
Yeah.
So I went with no expectations, and I fell in love with the movie for various reasons. It's one of my favorite movies ever. So when the rumors were coming out that there was a game, I was excited. And then when it was announced that it was October, I was even more excited. So I was like, that's a few months away. That's soon. So I went in with high expectations. Now, just to be clear, I only played through the intro mission, which did take about 2 hours.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it was a long thing. And I am really liking this game.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, the settings are lovely that I've seen. You start out as a kid in your bedroom. So like you're on Earth. You're playing as Star-Lord. So you're on Earth and your mom comes in and it's just like retro room with like records and a skateboard and vintage consoles you can go around and look at in a way that was like, this is a cool ass room. But then you're kind of like in present day and you're going through this planet. I'm not going to go into all the story details of why you're doing this, but you're on this planet and it's very like, well, it's not really a planet. It's an old war zone of ships that are all connected by pink gooey stuff for reasons they get into.
Okay.
And it looks really pretty because there's like space in the background and destroyed ships and then this like bright pink everywhere. It works in like a colorful way. And I like that. This game is about making decisions. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had any major decisions to make yet. So we'll see like how much it actually affects the story. But for me personally, that's a big draw.
Imagine but you can it's Until Dawn and by the end of it, it's just Star-Lord.
I'm purposely killing everyone because I hate it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of what they call split decisions, which is just they have like no impact on the story or anything. It's just like two of the Guardians are bickering about something because they bicker a lot.
Yeah.
Bickering about some nonsense that you basically just get to choose to say nothing and let them keep going, or like kind of side with something, like, hey, Rocket, like cut it out. Like, they don't need that shit. The writing is great so far. I am audibly like I said, only about 2 hours, but I have audibly laughed multiple times. And I think one of the best things with the writing is that the characters are very reactive to what you're doing when you're playing.
Okay.
In a way that, so for almost the whole first mission, you're just with Rocket and Groot. So, needless to say, you're doing a lot of talking with Rocket because Groot says 3 words.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of like, for example, you come up one way, there's like 2 forks in the path. One fork is clearly a dead end. Rocket just kind of looks at it, he's like, dead end, we gotta go this way. But me being me, I always want to explore every little thing. So I walk down there, and Rocket and Groot are across the way just looking at you going, yep, what did I tell you? It's a dead end. Are you happy now that you went to the dead end? Mm-hmm. And there's another time where he's like, Rocket's setting up a contraption, and you have to like bring the battery to him. Instead, I'm walking around with the battery in a circle, exploring this whole area, because there's like all sorts of little things to pick up and like read and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm just walking around, and the whole time, him and Groot's just like, I am Groot? And Rocket's like, I don't know what he's doing. We need him over here. We don't have that much time. Like the whole time.
That's pretty good.
So it's just like stuff you're doing or not doing. It's very reactive.
That's cool.
In a cool way. And I'm hoping it's like that for the whole game. 'Cause, you know, sometimes games like focus a lot of that cool shit in the intro mission and then like it doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they kind of keep up with that throughout the whole game. There's also a cool thing you're doing like a competition with Rocket where it was like, I bet you 50 whatever the currency is.
Arms.
That I bet you 50 arms that I could shoot more of these. They're like these pillars of these like maggot worm things that you can shoot and they explode. So throughout like the whole thing, he puts on your visor like a score up top. And throughout the whole mission, you're shooting them, and he's like vocally reacting to the score and like how close. Like I destroyed him, and like at one point he was like, "I'm so far behind. I need to give myself more points. I need 2 points for this one." And, like does shit like that.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Okay.
The Milano seems like it's gonna be a hub area, which just gives me Mass Effect vibes, and I love that. Because like before the mission, you're on the Milano and you can like explore. It's small. It's not the Normandy from Mass Effect with multiple floors and stuff. But like every character has their own room that you can go into, and there's like a couple different areas. But I found something on this first mission, and it was like maybe someone on the Milano will have something to say about this, which is why I'm like, oh, it's a hub area. Between missions, I'm gonna be able to walk around the Milano and talk to people.
That's cool.
Yeah, for me, big draw. I love that shit. I would say the worst part of the game so far is that moving around and like jumping in general doesn't feel the absolute smoothest.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
More clunky or floaty?
It's kind of clunky.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not like the worst, but it's also not the best. To be fair, I'm not here for the combat, which I need to... So if you've seen any of the trailers, you know you're fighting as Star-Lord, which you're shooting with your blasters, and then you have like a melee kick or punch. And then you kind of are telling the other 4 Guardians that are with you, you're commanding them with different skills. I've only done like 1 fight with the other 4 Guardians, and each of them only have 1 skill right now. So I'm still like early in that aspect to see, like, does it get too chaotic? Is it too much? I don't know. It's cool so far. Okay. The attacks feel powerful. The soundtrack is banging. If you like 80s music, this has like all the hits.
I mean, they do pick the good songs for the movies.
So I don't know if any of the songs I've heard are also in the movies, but it's like it has the I don't know the name of the songs. It has the Rick Rolled song.
It has Never Gonna Let You Down.
Yeah, it has the
by Rick Astley. Take On Me.
Yes, it's a very catchy song.
By the band that does that.
By the band that does that, and like the 7,000 others that have covered it.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of music like that. When you're on the Milano, you get to just choose any song from the soundtrack to have like playing in the background. And then during combat, you build up these meters where you can huddle up. And this one, I thought this was cool. So you huddle up and you see the other 4 Guardians like in your face. You're literally huddled up in the middle of combat, and they are all like saying something to you, and like words are also appearing in the background, and you have to like listen to what they're saying to know the right dialogue option for your speech to give. And if you choose the right thing, you get like a better special attack thing that happens. And then also you hit play on your cassette and one of those songs plays, and then you're just like blowing shit up. The skills were like unlimited at that point, and some of them are powerful. So I'm like having Rocket just chuck grenades in there over and over and over again. It's cool in theory so far. I need to do more combat with all of them and maybe some more skills to see if it gets too much.
Did you fight those weird like lizard dog things in the trailer? Like the big blue things with the weird mouths.
Are they like kind of smaller and rounder?
No, they're kind of big.
Probably. No, mate.
They got like the weird Demogorgon mouths and whatnot. You remember what I'm talking about from the trailer?
Yeah, no, because I think that's the mission. The intro mission I just did, which was a longer one.
Yeah.
Is kind of like, so that mission from the trailer is they're like going to the lady, like sell her a monster.
Yeah. And
they're you get the decision of like, do we put Rocket in there? Do we put Groot in there?
Yeah.
This was kind of like the precursor to that.
I was curious because you know how, like all the Eternals trailers and whatnot.
I haven't really seen an Eternal trailer.
There's the Eternal trailers and whatnot be like, why didn't you do anything, you fuckers? And they're like, we're only supposed to fight deviants, and like the deviants are like these big giant weird dog looking things, and they look kind of similar to those dog looking things. So I'm trying to figure out if those are deviants or not. To which,
I don't know.
If so, why is John from New York, from Kentucky, fighting them instead of the Eternals? You know,
John from Kentucky.
Yeah, Peter from whatever state he's from. Random white Earth man. Why is he fighting these like deviants?
I mean, the monsters. I'm sure they have names. You can get an upgrade for your visor where you can scan enemies. I haven't done that, but I'm sure it will tell me their names.
What's the power level?
But instead it's like, huh?
What's the power level?
Over 9,000?
I would hope so.
Instead it was like, I fall through a hole and this kind of gross looking enemy appears, and it's just like, everyone's talking shit about how ugly it is. Instead of like having a name. So it's so far it is very like, it is hitting that same humor that the movie did for me.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to continue on with this game. It's doing it. Little bit of an adjustment to the way specifically Star-Lord looks. And I think that's just because when I think of Star-Lord, I think of like Chris Pratt as Star-Lord.
You see, my problem is that I look at them and I think of just the movie. Because I literally have no other thoughts besides the movies, because that's all I know. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Gamora looks cool, but she doesn't look like Zoe Saldana.
No, she
Drax looks cool, but that's not Dave Bautista.
I don't know what they're going to do with some of the other ones. So every character has quite a few number of skins you can unlock.
Which is, yeah.
And I found in this intro mission, Rocket's skin from the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and Groot's skin from the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Okay.
I feel like that will be tougher with the 3 others, because they're not going to have the likeness of Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, and Bautista.
See, in those cases, I feel like it would just be like not necessarily the skin, just the outfits.
It could be, yeah. Or like maybe the way, maybe change like the way the hair looks on Gamora, because like, and this, I know it's more based on like a specific set of comics, where they had a specific look. And personally, I think Gamora looks way more badass in the game than she did in the movies. Like, she has, like, the shorter hair with the black and, like, some red. And
it looks cool.
Like, she's fucking badass.
I just don't like change.
So, like I was saying, it took me a little bit with Star-Lord. But, first off, whenever you're out in combat, he has the visor on.
That's fine.
That looks just Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, it was a little bit of an adjustment. But by the end of me playing those first couple hours, I was kind of over that part. So, yeah, it's it's doing it for me right now.
I'm excited to try it.
You okay over there?
I'm so sore.
He's just making faces and touching himself.
It hurts, man. My chest hasn't hurt this bad in a while.
He's just having a small heart attack. It's okay.
I don't want to bother anybody.
All right, that's Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry.
Magog. I got an update on Resident Evil 4. VR. I played more.
You beat it.
No. So I got Ashley in tow, and I think I just finished chapter 2, and I think I'm on chapter 3 now. So, there's like this creepy beard guy or something. From Resident Evil 4, there's like this big trench coat, beard, creepy looking guy who's like following you around the entire game. And then, apparently, he's also a fucked up infected thing. You're in this burning shed, and he just his torso rips off of his body, and like now he's part centipede, and he's like swinging from the rafters, and like you shoot him, and like it cuts him in half, and like his legs fall off, and he's just like swinging from the rafters, and I'm like trying to escape as he's throwing shit at me. That was very intense. Because I'm like walking back and forth trying to get some shots off, and I'm running out of ammo very fast, and everything's on fire.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And then I
had to look him up, but I'm seeing him now, yeah.
So I killed him, and I stole his eye, and there's a gate by this castle, and I had to use his eye to like on a retinal scanner on this like old metal gate. And then that opened, and I think I'm heading towards the castle, and I think that's where I left off.
Ooh, that's really the part I remember the most, specifically one of the characters from there. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for you to get to, because I want to hear your thoughts on this character.
Okay. Well, that's where I left off. I scanned the eye on the gate, I went in, and I think I saved.
Okay, so like no cutscenes happened or anything?
I don't think so.
You would know the character. He's a character.
And I think I wrote in my save slot, I think I wrote centipede off. Get it?
Like pissed off?
Yeah, like you pissed me off. But he's also a centipede. You get it?
I don't get it.
But he's a centipede.
And he's pissed off.
No, I'm pissed off.
You're pissed off.
Centipede off? Centipissed off?
I don't get it. Nope. I don't get it. I think you gotta work on your material.
Can't get better than that.
It's not very understandable. I was gonna say understanding.
You gotta work on your words.
I'm very bad with my words. Is that it?
That's it. Other than that, I don't know. I took out another El Gigante because apparently one of the pathways, there's like a regular pathway, and then the other pathway is, I think it's called like El Gigante Way or something. It's just this long path, and there's just another big boss.
And you fought it?
I did. I took him out. It wasn't that hard.
Did you get anything special?
Not from him. Like the area surrounding was full of these like little huts, and they had like a whole bunch of ammo and stuff, but I'm also playing on easy, so I just collected a whole bunch of stuff and took them out real fast.
Okay. I started another new game.
What?
Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars.
I knew that.
You did. You saw me playing a little bit.
I did.
This is the new Yoko Taro game where everything is cards, and it turns out not literally everything is cards. The presentation of this game is really cool, and I think that's the best part of the game.
Yeah.
It really does feel like I'm playing D&D with someone, like a solo game of D&D, where they also like built it with cards. Like the town, like the way the world is.
Yeah.
It's like, there is straight up, like, you're sitting at a table, a wooden table. There's a game master who is narrating everything, including, like, all the dialogue for every character. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they picked it's a good voice actor for it, considering that's the only voice you're hearing the whole time.
That's good.
So when they were saying that, like, everything is made out of cards, it's like if you were in a castle room, all this, like, the edge. So, like, you always can see, like, the table if you go all the way with the camera. It's like a top-down view. So you'll always see the table. Then there's cards as, like, think of a bunch of different cards, just like playing cards as a border. And all those cards, the picture is just like a castle wall. Then you get to the inside, and it's like a nice stone or tile floor. Those are all different cards with that picture on it. And then as you get closer to the throne, let's say, it's pictures of like a red carpet for each card. Mm-hmm. And then each character is just a card that's standing there. As
you travel, there are cards that like flip over that show your pathway.
So if you haven't been... So when you're in towns, those are like just kind of open. When you're between towns, all the cards are face down. And then when you go to it, you have like a playing piece. And when you take that piece and go onto like the next card, all the cards surrounding it flip over. And some of them will be like, oh, it's a mountain card. I can't just step on the mountain. I can't walk there. Mm-hmm. But if it's just like kind of like a path or just grass or dirt or sand or whatever, you can walk there. So it's a lot of like walking around the whole, or walking, I say. You're moving your game piece around the whole world. And this is also where I say it's like D&D, where stuff will just kind of happen in a way that like, okay, you're going through and random battles just happen, which I'm not going to go into the details of combat. It's a card battling game. You know those. Skills cost currency. You get currency throughout the battles. It's one of those. Mm-hmm. A turn-based card battling game. But like random events will also happen to where this like stone monster appears, and depending on what you roll with one of your, because you roll dice too. So you roll a die, and depending on what you roll is going to determine what happens with the stone. So I've had this happen twice, I believe. First time, I rolled whatever the number was, and it kind of exploded into a bunch of gold, and I got a bunch of money. Second time I encountered it, I rolled a different number, and it became an annoyingly strong enemy. So, like, D&D shit like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, you have to roll the dice. Or it's even a lot of the combats like that, where it's, all right, I'm going to use this skill that does dark damage, and if I roll a 4 or higher, it will also poison them. Shit like that. Mm-hmm. You do get some dialogue choices, which is all like all the narration, the dialogue is all like a card. So like a card will come up at the start of the narration of a conversation. And then once you go on to the next thing, like another card is flopped on top of it, and you can kind of see like the pile of cards start to build up, especially if it's a long conversation. It's like a really cool presentation. Mm-hmm. And it does make me feel like I'm playing this like D&D campaign. And there's a lot of like, you're in a town and all the NPC cards are just kind of flipped over. So you just see like a shadow of a person. And you go up to them and you can talk to them. You can choose to help them. And I know that just kind of sounds like, oh, it's just kind of like a side quest. And it is, but the presentation of it just gives me the feeling of I'm playing a D&D campaign and I chose to make my character go talk to a random person.
That's what it sounds like, at least.
Like, it, in strict video game terms, yeah, I'm going up to an NPC and I'm getting a side quest from them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely, like, the game is accomplishing what it's going for. The story, the characters are fine. There's nothing special about the story, really. The characters are okay. You have a cute animal companion thing with you that's very cute.
Can you pet it?
There are story moments where you could choose, like, give it a big hug or just kind of, like, try and act cool. Like, something happens with it, I won't go into details, and you kind of, like, help it, and it's better. It's named Mar.
Mar.
Yeah. And so, like, you help it, and you could choose to just be like, glad you're good now, buddy. Or you could, like, choose to embrace it in a big hug, and your guy's, like, crying. He's like, I'm so happy! So, kind of. There are moments where your character pets it. But yeah, it's like, that part of the game's okay. It's enough for me to go through it.
Yeah.
It feels like a generic D&D campaign. There's a bad dragon. Go defeat the dragon.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, there's well, they are setting up some hints. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe the people are bad. I don't know. It's not super long. No. I am about 8 hours in. There's 7 chapters in the game, and I am towards the end of chapter 5. So I would say it's probably about a 10-ish hour game.
Interesting.
I'm also exploring every corner of the map and making every card flip over in every possible circumstance and doing all the side quests.
It felt like it would have been a longer game.
It's not that long, which makes sense because I think it's only $30. It's not a full price game.
That's cool.
But it's an interesting experience. It's a cool aesthetic. I'm enjoying it. Terrible name. Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars.
That's Yoko Taro.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least like Nier. It's easy.
Nier Replicant version 1485937684002.
You don't need that part of it. But yeah, that's Voice of Cards. That's all I gotta say about it. It's cool.
I started a game.
What game?
Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
I beat it too.
Oh, that's short.
Yes. So this, unlike the last game that this dev came out with, which was Dragon Ball Kakarot,
yeah,
I had not watched the anime beforehand. Mm-hmm. In this scenario, I was like, all right, there's this game coming out, seems cool, I'm actually going to watch the anime. And I loved it. I think it's fantastic. I love Demon Slayer. Mm-hmm. And I watched the movie too. And this game encapsulates the entire first season and the movie. So as I'm playing through it, I am skipping every single cutscene.
Do you think it would have added a decent chunk of time to the game if you weren't?
Maybe like an extra hour or two.
Okay.
Because like they do get kind of long, and there are specific scenes that like I knew I loved, so I like watched them anyway. Like when Tanjiro gets his sword. And the I forget his name. The guy comes to deliver it, and he sees it turn black, and he's like freaking out because it's not red. You showed me that scene. And he jumps on, and he goes, get off of me! How old are you? I'm 37. And I love that scene so much. It plays out a little differently in the game. It just kind of shows like the master Orokodaki's hut instead of like being in it, but it's still like I got what I wanted out of it. Now, talking about the art style and some of those scenes, I do think that along with Dragon Ball Kakarot, the dev, I think it was Cyber Connect 2, they do a really good job at like translating the art styles from these animes into like game adaptations, like 3D models. Because there are certain like scenes that just feel so picturesque when Urokodaki's like up against the boulder that Tanjiro like slices in half. That's like his first big task, and he puts his hand on it and he's just still. You could just tell me that's a shot from the show, and I could not tell. It wasn't until his hand starts to move and I can see it's all 3D and whatnot that I'm like, all right, this is a game again. Like, it looks really good.
That's cool. Do you remember when I was talking about Tales of Arise and there were like specific types of cutscenes?
Yeah.
Where it was like kind of 3D and then also just like straight up an anime style?
Yeah.
It sounds like a similar vibe to that.
Yeah.
It's a very cool aesthetic when it's like working like that.
It is. I also think that, well, Dragon Ball Z is extremely massive and there's no way they could fit everything in. Obviously, when it comes to animes, there's a lot of filler episodes that don't really pertain to the plot very well. So, but even so, like when you start the game, it just throws you into the first fight, which is when he slices the boulder in half. So you're skipping like why he's there, what happened to his family, why he's doing this at all, and you're just kind of thrown in, which as these games go on, and like many other anime games, you are just collecting and unlocking different clips and scenes. So if you did want more context and whatnot, it's there. But obviously that didn't matter too much to me because I'd already watched it like a month or two ago.
I'm sure that's part of it, is like they expect the majority of people that are buying a Demon Slayer game probably are fans of the anime.
Which I assume so.
Yeah.
Now, what I was there for, which I assume most people would be there for, are the actual gameplay, but mainly the boss fights. Because, as in the show, they're just, like, the most entertaining part. Because, like, as you're running through, you get, like, first off, the like, maps that you're running through are extremely linear. And comparing it to Dragon Ball, I wrote this in my blog, when you go to make like a game adaptation of something like an anime, you get to use everything that like the anime has. So when you're watching Dragon Ball versus Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball takes place on like different planets, big open areas, and like whole towns. He even has like the Nimbus, the little cloud to like fly around on. there's a lot of travel. In Demon Slayer, you got forests, you got really narrow streets and villages, and you have like the inside of buildings. That's it.
Okay, so a much smaller.
Very small.
Okay.
So starting off the first section, you're in the forest, it's very linear. Like you look at the map, they're all like singular pathways that kind of like interconnect with each other or have dead ends. So you got to go find another way around. It's a lot of backtracking, but inside all of those are little like checklist things or little collectibles that you can get, like point collectibles. Besides like whatever your main quest is in the area, there is littered exclamation points all over the map. And those are side objectives that literally are only to talk to people. Like you go up to someone and you're like, hey, what's this? And they're like, that. And you're like, all right. And it's like 1 of 5 done.
Are they also like, is it tied into the anime? Are they like minor characters from the anime at all? Or
like kind of, but not. Like there's a section where you're running through a forest and you're coming up on a big demon and there's other demon slayers around you and they're like kind of like scared. Like they're there, but they're like side characters. They don't have names or anything. So there's a scene where like they're scared and like you run up to them in the game and you're like, hey, I got this, get out of here. And it's like, all right, 1 of 4, check off. And then you keep going. I stopped doing that like after the first mission. Because I'm not running around. I'm here to play through the game and do the boss fights. I'm skipping everything else because I don't need it. I know everything. But when it comes to those areas where the map's really thin, it gets kind of boring. It's extremely narrow. It's very linear. And the sections where you do have to change verticality, you see like this wisp going up anywhere you have to jump. And you don't jump. It's like an automatic animation of you going up.
Okay.
Now, when you're in the towns, you do get the option to like get on top of roofs, but only very specific roofs. And it'll, again, show you the little wisp, like showing you can go up this way. When you get onto a roof, you can't just jump off. You have to go off in either the way you came up or another way. So say like there's 2 entrances to a roof, you can only enter and exit through those 2 spots.
So it's not just like an open kind of world deal.
Which that was annoying, and this will piss you off. You know how characters just keep talking?
Oh God, does he just keep going?
If I'm running and I got to go up to a roof, if I'm like a foot away from this wisp, he goes, I think I can get up here. Or as I'm going down, I think I can get down here. Literally 30 seconds later, I'm at another roof. I think I can get up here. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Tanjiro. Yes, I know we can get up there. Fuck. So I stopped collecting that stuff. I tried to avoid as many roofs as I could.
No roofs.
I'm like, whatever I have to do. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Come on, let's go. But I'm making my way through. Combat starts to begin. You get these little like pop-up boss battles that immediately take you out of where you are and throw you in like a little like similar setting arena. And all the fights in this game and most anime games are just like arena brawlers. And you don't get like the full move set that he has. You get like a basic attack and you get like 3 main like skill attacks that you can use, like 3 forms. Because there's in the anime, there's numerous different forms of attacks. There's like first form, second form, different attacks for each fighting style. So, but you only get like 3 of them. You get water wheel, waterfall basin, I think whirlpool, and then you get like his main like ultimate, but that has like a meter. So you're gonna be doing a lot of like when you're in close, like you know in Injustice where you can just grab them and like give them like a quick headbutt or something. You have that move, basic attack, and then those. But you have to wait for like your skill bar to like automatically refill before using it, so you can't just keep using skill after skill after skill. Those battles are over really quick. It gets to about like 3/4 down on the health bar until you can hit Y and just take off their head, like in the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But it's like it's automatic. You get to the point and it's like, I see the opening thread, and you hit Y. You just hit a button and it just happens in a quick like little cutscene. But the boss fights, there's numerous like big demons throughout the show that I've just like while watching and I know the game's coming out, I'm like, I can't wait to kick his ass. I want to beat the shit out of him so fucking bad. And those are fun. They're pretty accurate too. There's one that has these drums on him, and every time he slaps a drum, like the room like shifts and changes. So like you hear the noise like boom, and all of a sudden the room shifts, and I have to like do numerous quick time events to like land properly, or else I'll get fucked up, and I gotta keep jumping around until I can run back to him and like start attacking. After every single boss fight, you whittle away their health bars, and compared to normal enemies, they have either a second health bar or something else going on. You get them down to a point where their last health bar, you see a little like red line at about like the 3/4 mark of their health bar. So I'm like, all right, well, I get you to there, then we take your head off.
So that's essentially, you get it down. That's like the actual
so like
meter.
You'll go through an entire health bar, it'll reload, and then you might bring it down to 3/4, and then you do like the final attack.
Okay.
As you're going throughout that and you get to the final attack, quick time city. You just hitting buttons. It's like this giant flourish move. The screen is filled with colors and everything. There's just so much going on. And I'm like, all right, I either got to tap X really fast, or I got to wait and I get hit right on the D-pad, or I got to do this. And slowly I'm like filling up these bars. They're each like time slotted. So like, I only have so much time to do this. And the longer it goes on, the less amount of points I get to fill up this meter. But either way, the amount of quick time events, I'm going to fill up the meter. And then at the end, it's like this giant flourish and whatnot. And then like you go and it cuts off their head. And it's like, wee. And it was like a two.
Wee.
Wee. It's like a 2-minute sequence from the time you get them from that 3/4 health bar to them actually like being dead. Like, because there's so many quick time events, and it's just style. You're just watching it for like the excitement as you do in the show. And it just gets more and more exciting as like more bosses show up and as you continue through the game. Very fast though, because similar to Kakarot, there's just, you do a battle, numerous cutscenes, battle, it's over. So if you're skipping everything, it's just quick fights, and like the entire chapter, it could take like less than 20 minutes.
Okay, so you finished this game pretty quick.
It took me a few hours, like maybe 4 to 5 hours max.
Okay.
Just from like doing the fights and like watching a few cutscenes here and there. Towards the end, there are a few little mini games. One of them is a rhythm game. It is really basic. It's just watching the like button you have to click, like fly up into its spot. You have A, B, X, and Y, and like you're watching them like go into like the spots, and you got to click them in time. The other one is there's a gourd game, because in the show he has to train his breathing, so he's blowing into these gourds until they explode, and you just have to continuously tap A to do that.
Okay,
that's pretty much it. And those are very fast. And then once that's done, that's the only time those mini games are played, and you can go back. Yeah, it's the only time mini games are played in general, and they're just in that one chapter. I think it's like chapter 7 of 8. But you can go back to that chapter and just continue and like get a higher score if you wanted to.
But also kind of random.
Yeah, but like it's following so closely to the show. Like, what else are you gonna do?
That's true.
Yeah,
if it's just doing the show, yeah.
And it was cool because like again, it's the entire first season is chapters 1 through 7, and then the movie's chapter 8, the ending. And it's fun reliving some of those moments from the movie, even though they hit a little too hard. It's good. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Like they're coming out of your TV and punching you?
Not coming out of the TV, but it's like, you get sucked into it.
So you get sucked into the TV and they punch you?
I get sucked into the TV and they're beating me up. But it was good. I would give it like a 7.
A lot of 7s going around with you today.
I don't like, the thing is like, it's because I knew where my expectations were, and I was going in like knowing that I was going to have my most fun with the bosses, and I didn't really care about like the lesser enemies and whatnot, but the bosses, I was like, yeah, I'm doing what I wanted to do. I'm fighting like the real cool enemies. It's taking longer and whatnot, and I really don't think it wasn't that hard. I don't think there was a difficulty option, but like it just wasn't hard. I was just kind of flying through it.
Okay.
But it was good. I like Demon Slayer.
Well, isn't it technically called Demon Slayer? You're not calling it its proper name.
All right, Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, Kitsemo no Yaiba, or whatever it is.
All right, here's the thing. I'm going to put Demon Slayer in the title of this podcast episode, and I'm just putting Demon Slayer.
That's fine.
And I'm going to put...
Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles is kind of long.
I'm going to put Ngaka
Ngaka
and Demon Slayer.
Ngaka Demon Slayer.
Just the short names.
Yeah.
I also finished a game.
What?
House of Ashes.
Yeah.
Halloween night. Girlfriend and I sat down, finished it up.
How perfect.
I'm satisfied. It didn't have like an insane ending. Like it was kind of it went a way that I was kind of seeing.
Yeah.
Where it was like, all right, if I have characters survive, they're gonna survive. Like that could only really go one way.
Yeah.
If you remember, I was saying I was like overall was kind of impressed by like how not campy it was.
Yeah.
Like it was generally like it was still campy in ways or certain lines, but overall well acted. There was one moment that had me laughing towards the end. And I'm not going to go too much into the story specifics, especially because I don't even know, like, this was a specific instance because of the way I did things or the way we did things towards the end. Let's just say an explosion was going off, and one of the characters was caught in it, and it just kind of cuts to him. The explosion goes off, and he just kind of, the way he delivers it wasn't like it was kind of like a normal, it's like, and then he kind of like flies off the screen like,
from the explosion.
Yeah, that was maybe the biggest moment in the game where I was like, this is just kind of silly and ridiculous.
That's like, pretty good.
The decisions, unless you really know what you're doing, seem just very random.
Yeah,
I made one decision with one of my characters that I was playing as in the like very beginning of the game, one of the first decisions. And throughout the whole game, they just kept hearkening to back about how much I fucked up with that decision. And then come to the very end, it actually turned out to be a good decision if for like a certain character in a way that like worked out better.
It's so frustrating, like almost how good they are being like, hey, you're making the right decision, but then it's like you're really not making the right decision.
Yeah, it's very like, yeah, they really made it seem like the whole game was like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And it did, like, I'm not going to go into specifics, but like if I did make the other decision that they would have been like, yeah, you did good, it seems like it would have taken out like a portion of the ending there. But at the same time, one of the characters' fates would have been a lot worse, and it was probably my favorite character from the game.
Interesting.
So it was like, it was weird like that. It seems like you did a good decision, and then like you did good, and then it turns out you didn't. Yeah. And then it seems like you make a bad decision throughout the whole. It was literally throughout the whole fucking game. Other characters just kept saying how much I fucked up. This is the whole game. I just kept saying like, man, I really made the bad decision with that one.
Morale's high.
But yeah, it was good, enjoyable. I liked it better than Until Dawn. So there's that.
Okay.
Until Dawn, I couldn't take seriously, and I killed everyone purposely. This game, I was a little more like, I want my characters to survive.
I know. I still gotta play Until Dawn because that's like where it all started, and
yeah,
I started with Man of Medan.
But yeah, I liked most of these characters. There were a couple I like.
Did Ashley Tisdale survive?
Do you want me to answer that?
Well, this is your game.
That's true. No,
Ashley.
She made it very far.
Good for her.
She was actually, out of all the characters that died, she was the last one to die.
Like a queen.
After her death survived. She was holding them back.
She wasn't so fabulous.
They do call her like Queen Bitch or something.
Oh no.
Her character. Yeah.
Oh, Sharpay was kind of a bitch. I've seen High School Musical 2 so many times.
I could tell you how many times I've seen High School Musical 2. 0.
I don't have enough hands to tell you how many times I've seen High School Musical 2.
What about your feet?
It might not be enough.
You've seen it more than 20 times?
I really like that movie. I haven't seen it in like 2 years.
So you watch it over 20 times and then you hit a point where you're just like, nah.
Well,
I'm good.
Sometimes you get burned out, and then sometimes like you're pregnant, and it's like I'm getting some real strong cravings for High School Musical.
And how often does that happen to you?
I don't know. I'm in the mood now.
Are you pregnant?
No, I was making a reference. I'm not pregnant, but pregnant people get cravings, and this is a pregnant person-sized craving.
What else did you play? That's House of Ashes.
I started another game that I also finished.
Oh, you told me this one.
Echo Generation.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
It is. And like old, like I don't even feel bad about this. Like classic adventure game form, I definitely used a walkthrough to help me through a good amount.
I'm really trying not to.
It's hard not to, but like I like even for that Cartoon Network game, I definitely was looking stuff up.
But
that was even like a smaller game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Echo Generation is a lot bigger than I thought.
It's bigger, and it's a lot of if you don't know what you're doing, you're kind of doing a lot of back and forth between places until eventually, like, oh, I had to do this
so much.
Yeah, this game, much like an older adventure, RPG, turn-based RPG type thing, it does not hold your hand.
No,
it's just kind of like you're set out in the world, and at some point you just have like no direction.
Which like
just go figure it out.
It's good. It's fine. My opinions might have changed since I was like 9 playing this Cartoon Network game, but still, like it's still fantastic. But I did need a little hand. I need someone to hold my hand in some parts.
So I told you where I'm at, and I'm trying. I haven't had my hand held yet.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to not have it held.
If I wasn't so impatient and I didn't get so frustrated when I had to backtrack, I don't think I would be so mad. But because of the person I am, just like constantly back and forth, and I'm like, when I figure it out and I'm like, oh, I'm more agitated than like happy that I realized. I go, fuck, I should have done that before. And I wasted so much time.
I think the most agitated I've gotten was like, well, I couldn't do this boss. So now I have to travel all the way back to the treehouse to stock up on shit and then travel all the way back. This game kind of needs fast travel.
Let's talk about that first. I was not anticipating such a motherfucking grind.
Yeah.
When you start the game off, what you play in the demo, you gather a few items, you go, there's like this creepy ass Five Nights at Freddy animatronic thing in the repair station, and you take him out. That's the first boss. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, this game's kind of fun. It's not easy, but it's not like tough. It feels good. You get to the second boss, and it's like the game just threw everything out the window. And I spent like the next 2 hours going back and forth, backtracking between healing in my bed at home and then fighting the set of rats and like the aliens or whatever in the field for like hours, back and forth and back and forth.
Before you did, were you just kind of like beelining that, or were you exploring like everything?
I was doing everything I could, but then I realized at a point, like, I can't really make any progress, like real progress, without doing what I think this is. So I have to do it. So I have to continuously grind until I take it out.
So
what you need for what you need when you defeat that second boss is so important to get you to like the next area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said like last week, like really my biggest problem with the game is that you kind of need to grind to keep up with it, but there's not a good spot to do that.
So how I felt about it was I did those like 2 or so hours of grinding. I got to a point where I felt comfortable. I was able to take out that boss. And then from there, it felt like it was more of a difficulty slope than a difficulty spike. Like, it felt much more balanced and gradual from that point on, and just that early section was just like, fuck you. To the player.
To the player, yeah.
But once I got past him, and I was like, all right, now I'm a decent level. Like, I think I was like level 6-ish? 6 or 7 when I defeated the second boss. And I think I was level 10. I might have just hit level 11 when I beat the game.
Oh, okay. I'm like around around level 9 or 10.
All right. So then it shouldn't be too hard for you.
Okay. Right now I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do next.
Yeah. I shamelessly had that walkthrough open. I was like, all right, what the fuck do I do now? And like, I was going back and forth between pages. I said, I needed this shit too? What the fuck am I? And I'm just like, I don't think I would have figured this out. I'm very impatient.
So like one of them that I didn't figure out but stumbled upon was like the principal's office and making the phone call.
Yeah.
That one was I was kind of lost until that happened.
I don't think I would have figured that out.
Also, just to say, that library is fucking cool.
There's a lot going on. It's
a cool library. Well, first off, there's a train that goes underground. And then the background, like the back of the library, is like a bookcase purposely shoved over with like a fake hole in the wall and just a giant T-Rex there.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Super themed.
Yeah, that, like, a lot of the environments and just, like, that shit, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, kind of like you're saying, like, did you get jump scared in the school?
So,
because that got me the first time.
It didn't, like, I didn't freak me out. I passed it and I was like, what the fuck? And then I kept going and then I went and did it and I said, I'm just very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is very... and also, did you notice that after you do that...
It's just still
there, like...
Going, every time you walk by. Yeah. So,
And even though I know it's there, it doesn't scare me, but like you said, it's just kind of like...
I don't like it.
I don't like that noise. I don't like seeing it.
No, as I'm walking by, I know it's just going to flash. And I'm like, stop. Stop. I will say, going off of the game from last week, having such like a wonderful art style made out of like these voxels... The boss designs are insane.
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
They
and, like, cool and kind of creepy and like
they fit every single setting that they're put into. Like it's not like there's different biomes, but like every different like map section has its own different theme, and associated with it is a boss that fits that theme as well.
Yeah,
and it's just it's really cool how it all works.
The specifically the boss. That's why I told you, like, like that opening clown is like creepy, but they really get like out there with some of the designs.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that the last one,
okay, like I have no idea at this point what it's gonna be.
It's good. I saw it when I was looking at the walkthrough, and even in the walkthrough I was like, oh shit. Like
yeah, I really like remember, like I said, it's like there's some dark shit going on, but at the same time, the writing keeps it so light.
It's weird because the writing and like the story itself don't really do it for me. I think the story is like kind of basic. I think the writing is like fun and playful with like some high highs, like when you talk to the dog and whatnot. But like it's just kind of there to be there. I think the characters in most places and just like how wacky they can be, and then just not the combat itself, but like just the design of everything.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, visually, yeah.
I think my least about of like time being bored backtracking is from the back of the repair shop as you're crossing the field and you're seeing the spaceship in the background. The foreground is extremely red hue and it's like lightly going into orange and purple into the sky. I did not get bored once running by that because I'm just like, this is just so pretty.
Also, very interesting how, depending on where you are, the time of day just changes.
Yeah.
It's always sunset there.
Which, it looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, I love it. It's interesting, though, like, where the story goes and whatnot. It's just fun. There's definitely some really funny moments, but...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's the point in, like, the forest where... I'm not going to go into, like, too many spoilers or anything, but, like, the aliens are all around outside the ship, and they're like fucked up and like monstrous, and it's like dangerous.
Yeah.
And the dude is there, and you're like, are you okay? Like, should you be here? Just sitting by a campfire. It's like, don't worry about me, just studying their behavior.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
Yeah, like it's very... It's something about like not necessarily the story, but something about how like this is kind of a serious situation, and they're just kind of like, it's all right.
Yeah, like one thing that's funny is that like, did you go on that spaceship?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I need you to go do this. Be like, it's a straight up alien. He's like, yeah, I can't move from this position unless I get like the okay from my supervisor. I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right. I go to the other end. I'm like, hey, can this guy like take a break outside? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, your supervisor said you could take a break, but you got to go outside. And he goes, that's fine with me. I'll go. And he just leaves this very important device open. I'm like, all right, that was my time to move.
Yeah, it was like the first alien you walk on, and you're just like, hey, your shift is over. You're like, oh, thank God, I can go outside now.
And, like, here's some random human walking up, and it's like this grasshopper, like praying mantis-esque alien in like some like Napoleon suit, and he's like, "Oh shit, shift's over, I'm out."
Yeah.
And he's running outside.
Did you? I don't want to go into like every detail.
I also don't want to go into detail because this game is like one of those that I feel like I don't know if adventure game is like a genre that's like slowly dying and like has been dead. I feel like
when you say adventure game now,
it's different.
It's very different than what adventure game was.
Yeah, like I look at Echo Generation, that's an adventure game. That is like a straight up adventure game from the way I remember it.
But I think when you say adventure game now, people modern like games you'll think like Uncharted.
No.
That's
a dude going on an adventure. That's not an adventure game.
When you're on the spaceship, I have 2 cardboard cutouts.
I don't know what to do with the other one.
I put one on the space in the ship, and there's like another spot on the other end of the ship that looks like the same spot. I'm like, all right, it doesn't happen.
I don't know. There's definitely optional things.
Oh, this is definitely an optional thing.
Yeah. Which cardboard cutout did you put down? The one that felt like it was supposed to go there, or?
Oh, I don't remember. I had both of them when I got there.
Was it taller or shorter?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh my God.
I had both. I had the one from the comic book store. Or the video store.
Which one? Yeah, which one did you put? The video store or the bookstore?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I had both of them.
But you don't remember where you got them from? Do you remember which one you put down?
I don't remember which one I put down because
you don't remember which one you put down?
Let me tell you.
All right.
Because I had both of them.
Okay.
And I got there and I didn't have an option. I was just like, put this one here. I said, okay.
Well, I don't think. Did you put it next to an alien?
I put it on the left side.
Next to an alien.
There's no more aliens.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, then. I don't know what you're talking about.
All the aliens left. I kicked them off. And I fought them outside.
In the fucking room? Like, that you have to go through the teleporter?
So there is a teleporter in there, and I can't interact with it yet.
Okay, we're talking about different. I'm talking about what's on the other side of that teleporter.
Oh, I don't know what's on the other side of that teleporter.
On the other side of the teleporter is like a VIP room with more aliens.
Can you put a cardboard cutout there?
Yes.
Then I know what to do with the second one.
Okay, so then I know which one you put in the first one.
The first one goes in that first area.
Which I didn't do that.
Okay.
Now,
all right. Mystery solved. Who needs a guide?
How do we talk about things that aren't... How do we talk about spoilers without talking about spoilers?
Basically. I mean, they're not like...
Yeah.
So like a lot of the game is discovering that shit.
Exactly.
And there's a lot more than like what we're getting into.
Which is why it's a great game to not listen to someone and just like go experience it yourself. Especially in a genre that is not the same as it used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah, it feels old in a good way.
It does.
It's like a fresh old.
Which is why I wrote, I hope this brings like an appreciation to that old adventure style and hopefully breeds more. Like I would want another adventure game from Coco Cucumber.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And like there's certainly things to improve upon. The game's not perfect.
Nope, no grind. Don't grind. Please.
It's not perfect, but great foundation.
It is great.
And aspects that are like whoever was in charge of the art and were like and like making it and doing like damn, that's awesome.
I said in my blog, I said me going into more detail about like these bosses and whatnot is like doing a disservice to the designers because it's just you gotta see it.
You do. And you have to like experience it. It's good news, it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
So you don't even have to buy it.
I gave this one an 8.
Oh wow. You didn't do the 777?
No.
This is a step above?
Yes. Which I don't know if I ended up putting it in my top 10 or not.
Well, we got time. We're going to have a whole event about our top 10.
I know, but like you know how I do me.
I know how you do you, but not
I did put it in my top 10.
I know how you do you, but not everyone else needs to do you.
I spelled it Gemeration. I fixed it.
Well, then I don't know what that game is.
Echo Gemeration. Echo Chambery. Yeah, I like that game.
Yeah, I'm excited to
especially since it's
see
like
how it concludes.
Not only is it in that old adventure game style, but it's an old adventure game set in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just screaming nostalgia and like us.
Yeah.
which feels great.
It's definitely we're the target audience.
Yeah, and it works.
It does.
I will say though, it is sad playing through and realizing that like while it is cool you have so many different characters to choose from, I do want to go down to the bus stop. I want to see Red there. I want to see like the
that it's kind of weird how those characters were in the demo.
Yeah,
and then you go to they're just like the play, and then they're just not there otherwise.
It's like, but they were my friends. They weren't me. You know, I want to talk with them, not think through their mind.
I hate thinking through their minds.
I hate reading their minds.
That's it for games.
Let's
move on to news. Damn, this is a big episode.
Thank you.
We're already over an hour in.
You want to do the monthly stuff?
Oh, we're going to start with that?
Might as well. So, as you know, every month, Xbox and PlayStation get some brand new games. PlayStation usually does a pretty good job. Xbox is usually really bad at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's start. PlayStation Plus. If you're a PlayStation Plus member during the month of November, you get Knockout City for PS4, PS5.
Okay.
First Class Trouble.
Oh, that's the
Among Us game.
Yeah, yep.
Also PS5, PS4. And Kingdoms of Amalur, I believe the Re-Reckoning.
Yeah, that I'm like the most excited about because I actually want to play that game.
I do too. That is coming to PS4.
Well, okay. So you can also play it on your PS5.
Yeah, but like...
There's not going to be... I understand. There's not going to be a PS5 version.
Yeah.
But you can play it on the PS5.
Yeah. Xbox. So, from November 1st to the 30th for Xbox One, we're getting Moving Out. It's a little little party co-op game about Moving Out. From November 16th to December 15th, also for Xbox One, we're getting Kingdom 2 Crowns.
I don't know what that is.
Me either.
That's a very generic name.
Yeah. November 1st to the 15th, our first 360 game is Rocket Knight.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're two generic words that are usually not paired together, though.
Yeah. And November 16th to the 30th, also for 360, we're getting Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes.
Okay.
Lego Batman games are good.
It's just, I know I've been saying this, but every month, Xbox also has Game Pass.
I know it does, but it's like, it's because I don't use Game Pass too often. I do use it.
Yeah.
But like, I have a physical collection for a reason. News. There was a lot.
Someone just drove by and shot us.
News.
I
want to start off strong.
Oh, you're okay. Go ahead.
I'm excited. GTA San Andreas is coming to VR straight to Quest 2.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the whole Facebook Connect event then.
Fuck the rest of that shit.
There's some other stuff there.
Fuck that shit. San Andreas is coming to VR, and I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I hope, starting Resident Evil 4 now I hope a lot of those games get like cool VR renditions, if you will.
Exactly. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine like playing a full-fledged GTA game in VR would be like. That'd be insane.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to see more games get this treatment.
Yeah.
Some other stuff from this event. Oculus Quest 2, they're going to start removing that Facebook requirement, the Facebook account requirement
which is great.
To use it. Yeah, that is great. Because that's stupid. A lot of people don't use Facebook anymore. A lot of people don't want anything to do with Facebook anymore.
Fuck Facebook.
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
And they also announced Project Cambria, the next VR AR headset that's releasing next year. And now that this happened, I'm kind of like, do I spend the money on a Quest 2?
Yes.
Do I, though?
Absolutely.
But then there's just going to be a new one next year.
Yeah, but this is great.
I believe it, but I could just wait and get the new great thing.
Well, then you're going to have to borrow mine, and I don't know if I'm okay with that. Gotta play it. It's so good.
I know. It's just like, it's not happening this month.
No.
We have Game of the Year in a month.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of 8 games.
I know.
From this year that I want
trying to fly through some.
Yeah. I want to have these games done before Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And there's also multiple games I've just been pushed to the side.
I know.
Like Tales of Arise, I haven't touched in a while.
I haven't touched Eastward in a minute. I have not touched Monster
Eastward
Hunter Stories 2 in a good while.
Eastward's one of the games I want to have done for Game of the Year.
So do I. That's like probably going to be like my next big focus.
It's tough.
It is. And then I got to go on Amazon and I got to see what other games I want to buy real quick. Fucking Unpacking just came out and I want to play that.
That can wait.
It got a fucking 9 by some guy on IGN. Right. It could be great.
Did that game... Has it been in early access?
Apparently, it just released both on Switch and PC on the same day. Okay,
so it's been in early access. It's been playable for a long time.
Well, look, man, it released on PC the same day.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yesterday.
It was in early access then. It's all
sure.
This is a precursor to Game of the Year. Already fighting. We got some more news that's maybe not great. Vicarious Visions. Little update on them. Looks like they're no longer going to be Vicarious Visions.
That's not too surprising.
No, so Polygon reported this. This is all part of... So we know Vicarious Visions is like... They're being merged with Blizzard, or like Blizzard's like eating them.
No.
Basically, that's what it feels like.
Waka.
They're supposedly going to be called Blizzard Albany. That's not confirmed.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck all
Vicarious Visions is a cool name.
Fuck all these big name studios that grab wonderful, talented people, throw them in some fucking studio only to shut them down and name some bullshit like 2K Marin and then take away the only name that these people have and all their fucking morale and shit and just ruin everyone's happiness.
So, it's funny you say that. Reportedly, employees aren't happy.
Well, yeah. Also, you come out, your name is Vicarious Visions. That's a good name. You make Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake, you're gods right now. and then you get absorbed in your, Blizzard Albany? Fucking...
Yeah, that's not cool.
I'm going to be upset, too.
They told them this news, and apparently, reportedly, a very lighthearted meeting, with, during a Halloween thing, like, people were dressed up in costume, and it was just kind of like, just so you guys know, you're not going to be called Vicarious Visions anymore.
Yeah. How about...
See ya.
Like, Vicarious Visions / in, like, the smallest print. Blizzard Albany. Fuck that shit.
There were some quotes in this report, because they were...
Fuck you!
They were talking to some employees, and apparently, it's a lot of like, yeah, it's supposed to be open communication. This is supposed to be like Blizzard's new thing with all the other fucking terrible bullshit they got going on.
Yeah, it's just Blizzard is so much bullshit.
Yeah, and like their whole thing is supposed to be like better, more open communication, and they said they feel like this is the exact opposite. So there's like no communication. It's not open. Like,
because fuck Blizzard. They're being idiots. They're just being Blizzard.
Right. And like, on one hand, you could look at it like, well, they're just changing the name. So what? It's more than that, though. Like, if they're changing the name, first off, they definitely have an idea or direction for them.
Yeah.
There's not just going to be Vicarious Visions doing their thing, which sucks because I want more Tony Hawk.
Any time.
Like, they nailed it with that.
How many times has a fucking studio fucking taken over a situation and something good has come out of it? How many times has a studio intervened and has made it better?
EA and BioWare.
Exactly.
The better.
They do such a great job fucking everything up. Dumbasses. Stupid. So stupid. But we gotta keep the stockholders happy. We gotta keep the share. They're giving us a bunch of money. We gotta keep them happy. But fuck all the people doing the dirty work. Fuck all the people that deserve the recognition.
Wow.
Sorry.
You're a man of the people. Don't be sorry because you're not wrong.
I know.
It's more than that, and it's also just the fact that they were like, all right, yeah, we're gonna do that, and then it's like
how does that help anything? How does that make it better?
Well, there's that, and the fact that it was like such a light conversation, supposedly
on a Halloween party. Just like,
people were dressed up in Halloween costumes
and happy for once,
and
under a Blizzard name.
And it's like, it just kind of opens, like some of the quotes were like, there's no communication. I'm sure a lot of people that work there are kind of like, well, what the fuck does this mean for us moving forward?
It means that there's going to be budget cuts. People are going to be gone. Friends aren't going to be friends anymore. They're going to have to find new jobs and new houses.
Sucks.
It's stupid.
It sucks because, like, I can only imagine. Like, well, I can't. I've never been in that situation, and that sounds terrible. Going to work and being like, I don't know if I'm going to have a job much longer.
Yeah.
None of us know what's going on here.
That's
awful.
There's a completely, like, this is a separate topic. There's a whole bunch of shit going on about Hangar 13 and, like, 2K and shit.
So that's
another thing.
You know what? Let's just move. That was the end of the news anyway. So let's move on to that part.
There are people who found out about, like, the studio closing and, like, shit like that through not only emails, but Jason Schreier's tweet. Imagine going on Twitter, seeing Jason's tweet and being like, what do you mean I don't have a job tomorrow? What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, so are they shutting down Hangar 13? I know the game was canceled.
So they had a game.
And it's like, we're going to figure out what to do with them, basically.
So I think there was definitely, like, some cuts and whatnot, some layoffs. I don't know if the entire studio is getting shut down. I didn't go into as much detail into the article as I liked at the time. From
what I understand, it's like, okay, so Hangar 13, they made Mafia 3.
Yeah. Their first game.
They were, so they were making a new game since 2017. And yeah, this comes from Jason Schreier with Bloomberg, and Kotaku was reporting on some things. It was codenamed Vault.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a third-person action title. It cost Take-Two $53 million.
Which, how? How do you put in that much money and you say, nah, I'm good?
It apparently got to the point where their reason was they don't think that the marketability of the game and, like, its popularity is going to get them that money back, so they're just kind of cutting it.
So stupid.
And yeah, from what I understood, from what I was reading, it was just kind of like, like some of the quotes, like, yeah, we love H13, and we're gonna, like, find a place for them. It's kind of
PR bullshit.
Yeah, that just kind of sounds like we don't know what to do with them, which ultimately is probably gonna lead to you're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Also, when I saw this, I was thinking about it. Imagine you started working on a game in 2017.
Years go by of work.
We're almost in 2022. We're like 2 months away from 2022. So 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
You're really working on something. You're passionate about it. And then suddenly it's just gone.
And now you have to sit there and think about any possible idea that'll keep your job.
Yeah.
You have to sit there and be like, what can we make? What can we show these fucking high-waisted bullshit pieces of fucking bullshit?
Bullshit pieces of bullshit.
In order for them to go, I think I can make a pretty penny off this one. and then you keep your job and then, like, maybe 5 of your close friends.
Yeah, like, it sucks. I can't imagine putting 4 to 5 years into a project. No one even knows about it. It's not like a public announced thing for people to be excited about. And then you're just told, like, you're done.
The amount of studios and unannounced games throughout however many years is just unfathomable. Like, the amount of times you see, like, 10 years later, someone had access to the code of this game. Well, let's just show, like, a gameplay, like the Spider-Man 4 gameplay that was released from, like, 10 years ago. It's like someone went to work and, like, started doing that, and it just didn't work out.
And there are definitely people, like I'm saying, they're, like, very passionate about it. Yeah. I'm sure there were plenty of people working on this Vault game that were like,
this is it. This is going to be the one.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like, it sucks.
Also, they were rumored they were going to be the ones to work on BioShock, and then that didn't happen either. And they were starting work on Mafia 4 that also didn't happen.
I assume that didn't happen, especially with this coming to light, that, like...
Well, apparently after Mafia 3, they immediately were, like, debating on Mafia 4, maybe, like, put some stuff together, and that fell through. Then it was BioShock, and then it was Volt.
Yeah. Sucks.
Stupid. Fucking game companies.
But there is some good news, I guess. Resident Evil Village DLC is...
Free.
So, we knew it was going to be happening, but it's going to be free!
Which they didn't even go into that much detail on.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we know. We don't know what the DLC is. We don't know what it entails, how big it is. But it's free. That's good.
Probably because they knew we wanted it, and they were like, nah. Wait, they do?
Yeah, with their whole...
Stupid.
Because of popular demand, we're making DLC. Like, no.
No.
It was a plan from the beginning.
We just want to fucking stroke our cocks. We just want to know how good you like our game. Say it.
How good you like our game.
Say our name. Resident Evil Village. Oh, yeah. I'm going to code so bad. You want to talk about game delays?
Oh, yeah. Let's jump into some game delays. There's a lot of delays.
Yeah, I got like 6 or 7. Let's start with Ubisoft. Delaying Rocksmith Plus, Prince of Persia Sands of Time again, and Division Heartland.
Yeah.
Just, that's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Keep delaying it.
Wasn't there also something where they're like, we're okay? Yeah. There was some quote, because like, also, Ubisoft is dealing with some real fucked up shit. Bad things, people treating other people bad, power struggles, like people take advantage of their power, essentially, to... As
Ubisoft does.
Yeah, a lot of the shit that has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
And there was a quote, like, amidst all this, like, yeah, we're good. But, like, they're like delaying all these games. There's all this shit.
They're announcing more games that no one wants.
Basically, they're announcing all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Marvel's Midnight Suns was delayed. That was going to be March 2022. Now it's just the broad second half of 2022.
Which, it sucks, but it also wasn't like one of the more high profile games.
No, like I'm interested in the game, but I want to say I'm like edge of my seat. I need it.
It makes March a little better.
Well, but it also might make whatever month it comes out and worse.
True, but whatever month it comes out, it also will not be my focus.
To be clear, when we say better, it's because there's a lot happening in 2022.
Yeah. There's a lot happening in the last 2 weeks of February.
It's not like we're celebrating, like, yeah, this game's not coming out now. But it's like, yeah.
It's
going to be an expensive year.
Let's see. Overwatch 2, Diablo 4 also delayed. Probably not coming out till 2023 or later.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
Yeah, fucking both of the heads of those games were taken away, so that was a whole big shift.
That's true. Everything Cyberpunk is delayed.
Yeah,
like we knew the next gen upgrade things were delayed, but now they apparently just recently put out a roadmap, and the last thing in 2021 was the September thing that already happened.
Yeah.
So all their DLC updates, all that free shit, cosmetics, that was all pushed to 2022.
Which fine, because all they keep saying is, we have to do it right this time.
Yeah, they can't put out a DLC and it's fucked up.
Granted, they've put out one bit of free DLC so far, and it sucks. It's that new Johnny skin that looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And a new car that no one wants.
I have one more delay.
I also have one more delay.
Is it the EA Sports PGA Tour?
No.
EA Sports PGA Tour, the golf game. That was originally going to be spring 2022. Now it's not.
I feel bad for that one guy that's upset that it's delayed.
It's coming out at some point. They didn't give a time frame or anything. It's just not then now.
Well, you just got to let that one guy know. So, not too big of a deal.
There will be more than one guy into that.
All right, fine. The group of gentlemen that are waiting for PGA 20 whatever. Also delayed into 2022, Digimon Survive.
How many times has that game been delayed now?
I don't know, a handful at this point.
Yeah, it's
maybe
a decent
4
amount.
or 5.
Is it just never going to come out?
Maybe not. Whatever. When it comes out, and I'll play it maybe.
It's a lot of delays.
It is.
There have been a lot of delays in general for a multitude of reasons. But
I can't wait for next year's delays.
There's definitely going to be some delays.
Yeah.
I am not convinced Starfield's coming out next year.
Absolutely not.
Also, Breath of the Wild is not coming out next year.
Probably not.
Moving on. Amy Hennig's new game is a Marvel game.
Working with Skydance's their unannounced AAA game.
It's a Marvel game.
which means we have another game to put next to Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man in the M's.
So it's going to be narrative-driven, an action-adventure game.
Which Amy's great at.
Original story. So I don't know if that either means it's going to be like a new character or more likely probably based on a character, but like this is a
probably like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. It's going to be its own story, its own thing.
But like, who are they going to choose? We got Guardians.
We don't know.
You got the entire Avengers game. You got Spider-Man. Wolverine's taken. What are they going to do?
We'll have to wait to find out.
Hulk?
We know one of the main characters is going to be played by Janina Gavankar.
Yeah.
The Battlefront 2, and also she's in the New Horizon, right? Wasn't that a thing?
Wasn't she from the DLC of Horizon 1?
I don't remember.
Or is that a different lady?
I don't think she was in the DLC.
Because there was the one lady who was in the DLC of Horizon 1 who was like, yeah, I'm going to be in Horizon 2. And that was like, oh my God, there's a Horizon 2?
That was her then.
That was her?
Yeah.
All right. Then
she was the whole thing like, she was like, wait until you see what they have for the second one.
So yeah, I think she's from the DLC of the first one.
Okay. Well, she's also going to be in this.
Okay.
It didn't seem like she was going to be like the playable character, but it's like she's going to have a role in it.
I didn't like Battlefront 2.
Well, it wasn't her fault.
No, but it was a terrible campaign.
So that's cool.
We got more info on Assassin's Creed Infinity.
We did? I didn't even know that.
Which, what was it, GameSpot called Unity on one of their tweets. So it will not be free to play. It will also contain all the things that people like about Assassin's Creed. So just...
all of them?
Apparently.
That all the people like?
So they say. They say, like, yeah, everything that's people like about Assassin's Creed is going to be there. It is still in development and will not come out until 2024, the soonest. And in addition, they are planning... They stated the company will release meaningful paid Assassin's Creed content every year. Now, if...
Wait, like, included as, like, part of Infinity or, like...
Up until Infinity comes out, we are going to be getting meaningful paid content.
So is that like a big Valhalla DLC? Is there one coming out?
There is a new Valhalla DLC coming out, but I don't think that is necessarily what they're talking about. So like the way it goes, you get like the big Assassin's Creed release, and then you get like a flourish of content throughout the year.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, fucking give me Assassin's Creed 1 remastered. You monsters.
Yeah.
You teasing, you toying. If nothing's if you have 2022.
You never played that one, 2020,
right? I've never beaten it.
Oh.
I've gotten about half. Yeah, it sucks. I've gotten about halfway. It's like the worst Assassin's Creed game next to Unity. But it needs a remaster, and it has to happen.
I mean, when it came out, it was like a cool idea that was like not fully there, and then they did 2, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Now they understand what they're doing, but It's not 2007 anymore.
No, it's not. Like,
you can't
by today's standards,
you can't easily go back and play Assassin's Creed 1.
No. It sets a good foundation. It was cool at the time.
Honestly, it needs a remake.
Overall, like it's a remake.
We need a remake of Assassin's Creed 1, and that should be the most meaningful paid content they release until Infinity. Honestly.
Or a new Assassin's Creed.
Well, yeah, but we're not getting that until Infinity.
Oh, there's not gonna be like a new... Oh, okay,
I don't think so. I think literally they're focusing on that, and I don't know if we're gonna get like a true thing until then. Because Valhalla was like the last of
That's
their
true.
like
that was
their grouping of like all right, we gotta enhance the game again. It can't be the same as the last 5 years.
Microsoft and Sega have a strategic alliance, which basically means Sega will be making games that are built on Microsoft's cloud, which is the strategic alliance phrasing is like exactly what they said about Microsoft and Sony's agreement about using the technology. So there are no specifics, but this doesn't seem to be like Sega's making games for the cloud or Sega's making Xbox exclusives now.
I wonder if this
it's more
is
like they're like using the tech.
I wonder if this is what people were like rumoring back when like Microsoft's gonna buy Sega and like
yeah,
whatnot.
that one was going around for a while, and they're usually based on some sort of truth.
Yeah. So when I first saw that, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's what they were talking about.
Maybe it just got out there that they were in talks of something.
Yeah. Weird West?
Yes.
That's got a release date.
When?
It's coming January 11th.
Okay.
2022.
I'm like kind of intrigued. I don't like Western shit.
I
think cowboys are stupid. They kind of make me angry.
It depends. There's definitely some good Western stuff out there, but I think this is the one that is the offshoot from the Arcane dev. Also, you know what else got a release date?
No.
Bright Memory Infinite.
Oh, like the full
release.
Right, because there was the like small. There was bright. It was just Bright Memory, right?
Bright Memory, which was like the first episode.
Right.
Which is like a half an hour, 40 minutes ish.
And then Bright Memory Infinite is gonna be the full thing.
Yes. That is coming November 11th.
Oh, no.
Straight to PC. First.
Like in a week?
In a week.
Man!
It's coming straight to PC.
What the fuck?
If you already own Bright Memory on PC, you get the entire upgrade for free, apparently.
Ooh, would it be cheaper to just do that?
Possibly.
You said it was cool, right?
It is cool. It's weird. It's because it's like... It throws... I don't know any other way to say, like, it is, like, the most AAA looking indie game. Because, like, it looks really good. It needs, like, a shit ton of polish.
Okay.
And it plays weird. Like, it plays fine, but, like, nothing is, like, fine-tuned. Nothing is fully polished. It's weird. And it throws everything. It's got wall running. It's got melee. It's got guns. It's got driving. You're flying. You're swinging. Like... It's every game.
It was the type of thing where when they showed it initially, before they like said anything, I was like, "Oh, this is like a compilation of like what's to come or something."
Yeah, but it's
not like it's one singular game.
Yeah, and it's got the lens flares. It looks like it's trying to fake its way into like looking really good.
Okay,
but I still want to check it out. It was interesting, and it was something that I wanted more of, just to see more of it.
Man. I was just thinking that, like...
I don't
know if I'm going to be able to touch that.
I don't think it would be very long, though. It feels like a much shorter experience. Because at least because they wanted to release it episodically, so if it's going to be an entire thing and the first episode was like 40 minutes-ish, I don't think it would be super long.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
It is cool.
I shouldn't be upset, but it's just like, God.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to breathe.
No release on console yet. No, not sure when it's coming to Xbox.
Okay. Well, PC gets everything.
Yeah.
This is reportedly by Giant Freaking Robot.
Giant Freaking Robot?
Apparently, they've nailed some things with movies and stuff before. There's a Donkey Kong movie, a solo Donkey Kong movie in the works with Seth Rogen reprising his role from the Mario movie.
What the fuck? This is some Peacemaker shit? Like, they know it's gonna work so well, they're like, all right, we gotta already do our spin-offs.
Yeah, and like I've never heard of Giant Freaking Robot, but like I went to their article about it, and they were like, from their sources that have been like right in the past, and like they nailed quite a while ago that Ryan Gosling was gonna be in the Barbie movie as Ken.
Weird.
So like, I get they know something.
They
know stuff, and like this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So. I guess get prepared for the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, the NCU.
Inevitably. That's all we get now. Everything's got to be connected.
I got one more bit of news.
I got a few more things.
Okay, you go ahead.
So, you know Crafton Inc.?
No.
They're a publisher. They're mainly behind PUBG and the Callisto Protocol, those devs, because they're in the same universe and whatnot. They are buying Unknown Worlds Entertainment.
Oh, I did see that.
The Subnautica dev.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
I hope Subnautica's not in the same universe. They just
no,
put it in there.
I did see that, and they were saying that like they're gonna still operate as like they're their own thing.
That's good.
They're doing their thing, and supposedly working on a genre-defining next game
in the PUBG universe. I swear to God. They were like, all right, you do whatever the fuck you want as long as it's got like a frying pan and it's in the PUBG universe. That's all I care about.
My last thing is that we're going to have Elden Ring gameplay the day that this is released. 15 minutes of it. And as someone who likes these From games, it's like, I'm usually not there for the story of it.
Yeah.
It has like cool characters and like character moments, I guess, but I want like the gameplay. So we'll have more to say next week.
I'll definitely check it out. That'll be Thursday morning. So the morning you're listening at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah. This episode's coming out 5 a.m. Eastern, so you have 5 hours.
Well, by the time you finish the episode, you probably have like little less than 3. A little more than 3. I don't know.
Correct. Math. That's all I have for news, so it's all you now.
Thunderful World Digital Showcase is happening November 10th at 11 a.m. Pacific.
Is this the Mark Hamill thing?
Yes. 2 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. GMT. They're going to be talking about unannounced titles and updates.
When is it? You just said it, didn't you? When is it?
November 10th.
Oh, soon. Okay.
Soon. That'll be coming up.
Cool. That's focused on like indie games, right?
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what they're known for, but they got Mark Hamill, so they got to have some good stuff.
It's something.
Every single tweet that I've seen about it was someone who works at the company was like, we got fucking Mark Hamill over here. Like, that's all they care about.
Right. A week. Cool.
Yeah. And also Netflix. We got more info on Netflix games.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they're starting off with 5 games. Stranger Things 1984, Stranger Things 3 the game, Shooting Hoops, Card Blast, and Teeter Up.
Other than the Stranger Things ones, those last 3, those sounds like...
Those are like the most generic mobile games.
Those, even before, I was going to say, those sound like the old games that like, when IO, like Optimum, was like getting bigger and they had those like... I
remember that shit.
Those weird like games you could just go
Flip
play
to
on
channel
the TV.
500 for games. And
They sound like they'd be there.
As of right now, the games are only available on Android devices, and all you got to do is update the Netflix app. They do have plans to go to iOS at some point, but there is no date yet. The games will also be downloaded straight onto the device instead of being streamed. That is something that they want to look to in the future, but as of right now, it's just going to be like an app store. You're just going to go to Netflix, go to the games, and download them. There is no price increase as of yet, although they could do whatever they want because they're Netflix.
I could totally see them being like, all right, this is the games package.
Yeah. As of right now, it is available in the $9, $14, and $18 variants of the pricing. So whatever version you're paying for, you just got games. And but specifically Android.
Shooting Hoops or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's like as mobile game as you can get. Card Blast is like apparently like a card game, like just like a standard like battle card game. And I don't know what I think Teeter Up and Shooting Hoops are more like physics based. They said.
Sure.
And I got one more last bit of news.
Okay.
Well, I one last bit of news and another thing. This is the most exciting news for me.
Okay, what is it?
Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Oh, you're excited about
officially shutting down January 31st, 2022.
Yeah, fuck all the people that worked on that game, right, Dave?
No. It's not that. It's just really bad. These companies come out with a game and it works. You got Pokemon Go, it works. And then so many just try to cash in on it. And Harry Potter was like the first one and it didn't work. It was not fun.
I never played that one.
I didn't like. I
know the general sentiment was like, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I love Pokemon. I love Harry Potter. I could not get into this game. I got to like level 4, level 5, and I was like, this shit's boring.
I mean, if they're shutting it down, it's obviously people aren't playing it or getting that money through it. So like,
it's not Pokemon. You're not getting billions of dollars. It's not really like a last one thing. I just wanted to banter a little bit. I was on Twitter the other day, and I told you this. They were doing like
Twitter?
So they were doing this little a thing where this one, I don't know who it was, this podcast or some show that had Ken Levine on.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this. Yeah.
He's the creative director from Irrational Games, best known for BioShock and BioShock Infinite. Also worked on System Shock and many old games. He went on and had like a little talk about storytelling and gaming, and that was just what a wonderful conversation. Like I at the time I was playing through Far Cry 6 and like listening to it, and I was just not paying attention to any story thing in Far Cry. I was so invested, just like with my brain turned off playing the game, listening to everything he had to say. I was like, man, this is just a good talk. And it's funny because every single person that like chimed in with a question, he was like, wow, that's a really good question. Haven't heard that one before. I'm just like, this is great. I'm getting spoiled over here.
Cool.
It was awesome talk.
Yeah, that's like a Twitter hangout or whatever it is. I keep getting notifications that people are doing it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a new thing.
It's funny because like he's in his office and he's like, oh yeah, we're kind of wrapping it up now. And he's like, all right, Ken, just one more question, please. I would be in so much trouble if I didn't ask you this. And he's like, all right, hold on. And like he's like, I just got to tell the team. And you hear. He's typing so loud as he's trying to like send his team a message, being like, "I'm stuck in this fucking bullshit for a little longer." Are other people
like hopping in on video?
So it's all like an audio thing. Like when you join the thing, you join as a listener, and you can like wave your hand or like request to like say something, and like you can send a DM to the person, and he'll like put you over to the side and be like, "Oh, this guy's been patiently waiting. Thank you so much. Like ask your question," and every single person's like, "Hey, thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Ken." And
it's kind of like calling into like a radio show,
kind of. But you got like 1,000 people listening.
Yeah, okay.
And like you're seeing everybody, and you're seeing all the like the profile pictures, and it's really funny.
That's cool. Anything else? Are we notable game releases?
Notable game, you remember?
I did. I have a couple this time.
We got some notable game releases.
Did you remember the other thing? We're in a new month. Game of the month.
Oh, fuck. Did we do that last month?
I don't remember. But I did one for this month.
Shit. Yeah, I don't remember that. Fuck.
Just think of something.
What was my favorite game that I played?
Yeah, do notable game releases, then think of something.
Scheisse.
Just say something. Just say Echo Generation or something.
Well, I gotta pick out the games that I played in October. I played all of Echo Generation, Demon Slayer in November.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So I can't say those.
You can't say Echo Generation.
No. Okay.
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
All right, what is it?
Are we just going to do that before notable game releases then?
Might as well.
Resident Evil 4 VR.
It is Resident Evil 4 VR. I'm like, if I have to think of one, yeah, it's Resident Evil 4 VR. That game is fantastic. I love playing that game.
My game of the month for October was Life is Strange True Colors.
Okay.
I love that game. I'm telling you now, it's going to be a big contender for my game of the year.
I want to play it so bad. I need to find the time. I got to get it.
It's not that long.
I know. I've played the other games. I know more than you.
I am Mr. Life is Strange now.
No, you're Mr. Life is Strange 3 True Colors.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Life is Strange, Mr. Life is Strange Before the Storm, and Mr. Life is Strange 2, and the Life is Strange DLC, the early one, Captain Awesome or whatever.
Yeah, but are your colors true?
No, but are you
exactly.
Are you 2 Before the Storm 1 and the other thing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so you're lying. You're fucking lying.
Notable game releases.
Coming I said January. Fuck.
Things are coming in January.
All right, cut that out. Cut it out.
No, is this August?
Yeah, January. November.
Same thing.
Coming November 4th, we got Just Dance 2022.
Oh, okay. That was not on my notable game releases.
Coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Switch, and for some reason, Stadia.
Woo!
Who the fuck plays Stadia?
Me. Every day. When was that? I have something for the 5th.
I know, so I'm waiting on it.
Oh, okay. Call of Duty Vanguard.
That's not what I thought you were going to do.
Oh, that's what I got for the 5th.
What's it coming out on?
Everything. Not
PC,
Switch.
PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. Here's the one I thought you were going to do. Coming November 5th is the Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise and their major update.
Yeah, I would love to play that, but I got no time.
That's coming out on Switch.
And PlayStation and Xbox. You didn't see the news?
You're lying again. You can't lie so many times.
Then I got one for November 9th.
There's 2 for November 9th, but I'm pretty sure I know which one you got.
Yep, Forza Horizon 5. I assume coming to PC and Xbox.
Xbox Series X and Xbox One.
Game Pass, day one.
Also coming on the 9th, we have Jurassic World Evolution 2, PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One.
Anything else?
Those are all the notable game releases.
Couple big ones in there.
Definitely. I'm excited for the new COD.
Yeah, I want to check out I'm excited for you to be done with the new COD so I can play through the campaign.
Yeah, that campaign is like a 1 or 2 sitting type deal. Usually a 1 sitting.
I want to check out the Forza Horizon 5 campaign too.
I want to do that too. They never.
If it wasn't on Game Pass, I would not.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's just going to be on Game Pass, I could just download it and check it out.
I don't think that's something that I'll end up getting to. At least not for this year.
I mean, I can't imagine it's long.
I mean, those racing games take up a good amount of time. Also, but you just reminded me,
just like
I've barely touched that Hot Wheels racing game since I put that down.
That wasn't your October game of the month?
Game of the year. My October game of the year. No.
That's going to do it.
That'll do it.
I don't got anything else. This was a long one. We're coming up on 2 hours.
Yeah.
Damn. A lot happened.
Well, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of games.
Yeah. We'll see. It's gonna be a weird month because not a lot of like big new releases. It's gonna be a lot of just like updates. I've had a new game to talk about for many weeks in a row.
Well, I'm gonna have some more.
You gonna have s'mores?
I'm gonna have more. COD's coming out. I got other shit to play.
Yeah, I'm not playing COD Day 1. I'm probably not playing Forza Horizon 5 Day 1.
Fucking wait till November 19th when the fucking Diamond and Pearl remakes come out.
Yeah, also for me, I'm not gonna play those Day 1.
I'm playing that
if I play them at all.
I'm playing it. Diamond Day 1. Fucking brilliant diamond. Shining pearl.
All right. Let's get to it. Dave, you know what you got to do.
William Smith.
No, I don't accept that. That's not it. I don't accept it.
Hey, Google. Hey, Google. It usually works. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google.
Damn, bro. Google even knows
I got it.
It doesn't accept it.
What's Will Smith's full name? It's not William. That's why it doesn't work. It's not William. What the fuck? Willard?
Oh, God. What?
Willard Carroll Smith Jr.
All right.
You learn something new every day.
I will accept Willard.
Willard Smith.